which brings us to our next point, which is all about who you need to assemble in a crisis. And, I kind of ribbed you a little bit earlier because I knew what was coming, mentioning R2D2. A lot of what Ray said before is so much of what we've talked about on this show, which is about people, process, and tech. And for those of you guys in the Veeam community, we know that you guys are across all of the latest technical controls. You know what's coming in the latest enhancements from Veeam, but also from our other technology partners. So I like on this show to focus on some of the bigger picture items around people and process, especially kind of illuminating who needs to be in the room when something bad happens. So Ray, talk to us a little bit about who maybe needs to be in those tabletop exercises.
So it's important when we think about ransomware cyber extortion events in general. These are I don't want to use the term black swan because I think that means different things to different people, but these are the type of events and organization that literally bring together your crisis plan, your incident response plan, and your business continuity and DR plan in equal weights and measures. And not only are they going to be tested for different components of the response, but they're going to have to be intertwined and stitched together in such a way that there's clear communication, escalation, collaboration, prioritization between all of those. So when you look at that, it becomes something much more than just an IT exercise or much more than just a executive leadership team decision pressures. It's really how do all of these things work? And going back to what I started with, we want to assemble that in advance of an event. We don't want to execute during, because while rebellions might be built on hope, your resiliency strategy is absolutely not. So these three critical, and I would create it as kind of a triumvirate of responsible organizations that achieve the best possible outcomes from a ransomware event. These three tightly entwined.
They definitely are. And I think, at least from what I've seen in working with some customers, BCDR, everybody tends to know who does what. It's a little bit more of a mature RACI model, with the exception of some DevOps pieces and some of the more edge use cases and SaaS apps, for example. Incident response, it's sometimes a little more kludgy depending on the maturity of the organization. Crisis communications, though, I think tends to be one of those black boxes that people don't necessarily know who's who in the zoo. And I think that's where a lot of things can fall apart, especially in this age of, having even more important customer expectations. You're seeing a lot of regulatory bodies pushing timelines and notification requirements